You go back in time to January 1st, 2020. What do you do? Get a haircut in February. All of these saddening comments make me realize just how much I've taken this year and my life so far for granted. And the saddest story I have for this year is losing my best dog friend I grew up with. Heartbreaking, yes. But nothing like some of the stories I've read on here. I hope losing my dog is the saddest story of 2020 I'll have to share. And hopefully the saddest for many years to come. Wish you all the best, fellow Reddit nerds X. Say ah shit. Here we go again. Spend more time with my friends that killed themselves. I know I wouldn't be able to save them. But I wouldn't have all the regrets I have now. I'd sit my brother down. Tell him how much I love him. And hug him till my arms give out. I'd tell him how much I miss when we were kids and spent every day together. He was my twin born 2 years late and I'd give up everything to see him again. I would beg him not to go out that night. I would schedule a camping trip and we'd have so much fun. There's an episode of Doctor Who called Turn Left, where the Doctor dies a few years before the year the episode is set, causing mayhem across the world because he couldn't stop calamities that crippled and would eventually end the world. The protagonist of the episode, the Doctor's current companion, goes back in time to the episode's divergent point and kills herself in an attempt to ensure that the Doctor lives and the timeline is corrected. If I woke up on January 1st, 2020, I would aim to achieve Donna Noble's goal. Preferably without dying. But hey. Why should one life stand in the way of, what? A million now? 2. I don't know. Cry. Invest. Reset. Repeat. Well, the cancer was probably already terminal, so I'd just try to see my mom before all the flights were cancelled. Sell all the stocks in February and buy Tesla calls in March. Spend much more time with my old kitty that passed away on January 2nd and with my old doggo that passed away in September. And spoil them with their favorite treats and lots of fun toys. I miss them so much. This year's been rough. Show my husband just how much I love him and appreciate him. Hug him longer. Kiss him harder. Squeeze his warm hands. Laugh with him. Record his voice. Take more pics of him and of us together. Not sweat the small stuff. Be silly with him. Savor every meal he made me. Stare into his eyes and marvel in their clarity and sparkle. Lay my head on his chest to hear his heartbeat every day. He died in May at age 31. I'd give anything to wake up tomorrow and see his bright blue eyes. Edit, oh my goodness. I wrote this at about 3 a.m. and then went to sleep. I had no idea it was cause this much attention. Thank you to everyone who has commented. Sent me well wishes and love, and thank you for all of the lovely awards. Not sure I deserve so much kindness, but I sure as hell appreciate it. He left our house walking, talking and smiling back at me as he got into the ambulance, and less than 24 hours later I felt his heart stop under my hand. He was already sedated when I arrived at the hospital, so I'm not even sure he knew I was there, but I pray he did. No one deserves to think they are dying alone. He was the light of my life. My best friend, and I miss him more than even I can comprehend. Don't sweat the small stuff, folks. In the end, it rarely ever matters. Peace and love to you all. Don't have sex with so-and-so because they have herpes. Buy TP bleach, hand sanitizer, and masks. Don't spend money on the stupid stuff I spent it on last time. Sell stocks at the peak and start my company sooner. I'd tell my dad to go see his doctor. He got his cancer diagnosis in May. Might have had a better shot if they'd found it in January. Edit, thank you so much for your well wishes. Kind words and shiny badges. Friends. I'm sorry for not replying to everyone. But it's nearly 3 a.m. now and I'll head to bed. My dad is the most stubborn optimist. And I'll just follow his lead. Thanks again. And I hope the kindness you've shown me tonight comes back to you. If I start visiting my brother more often in January, maybe he wouldn't OD in May. Get in touch with my OBGYN and tell him my son's going to be born with a heart condition, even though you wouldn't be able to see anything on the scans at 10 weeks, 16 weeks, 20 weeks and 28 weeks. Get in touch with pediatric cardiologists and specialists and give them as much information as I can remember and hopefully do whatever I can to save his life. I'd eat right. Rest more. Take care of myself more. I'd still accept it if he passed. But at least it would make me feel like I had done everything I could. Edit. Thank you everyone for your kind thoughts and words. I never expected my comment to get this much attention. It was just the first thing on my mind. And it's a desire that's so true of any parent who's lost a child that I had to speak it. I just wanted to say that I do know I did what I could. But it's so hard to ever step back and admit. Okay. I did everything I could. As a parent, you just feel compelled to do anything you can. Even against all human logic. Invest in Amazon stock and stay at my old job. I would start sewing masks January 1st. As soon as I'm back from lockdown. My BF and I request our vacation for the same week. 3 months in advance, his workplace is terrible about granting vacation time. I sign up for Skillshare. And each iteration take a different course. Cry. Edit, my first Reddit award. Thanks Reddit, smiley face. Tell my sister to stay at home August 29th. She was killed by someone who was driving that was high. Love Yakati. Invest in stocks. And make bank off of sports bets. Be ready for my dog's newly developed seizures. Cut my boyfriend off from liquor before the pandemic. Stock up on TP travel. Visit my family more. And prepare all my teaching lessons now that I know the disaster that awaits us. But in reality I would probably do nothing. Procrastinate. And let everything turn to shit just like it had because I would be too depressed not to. Start a Twitch/YouTube channel that predicts 2020 accurately and have everyone think I'm Nostradamus. I'd like to say I would go full action movie hero and try to convince the right people about the incoming virus. But honestly I'd go out every night and dance and party with my friends from January 1st to March 17th. I would make huge bets on what's going to happen. I prepare for COVID to get really big. I buy as much hand sanitizer as possible. I then just wait it out until the end of the year. Maybe buying large amounts of masks. Invest in Zoom. Heavily. Then I move to New Zealand. Immediately use the Disneyland ticket I bought instead of waiting. Since I should have had until May to use it. After decades of not caring about Disney-related things. This is the year I thought what the heck. Buy a ticket. Great timing there. Hope Disney is enjoying my money from that unused ticket. Or conversely, just not buy the damn ticket this year. Move to New Zealand. I would go on vacation. I missed 2019 because my mother was ill, and then died, and we were short-staffed at the office all year. 2020 was supposed to be the year. And I was making my plans when COVID hit. If that happens, I won't lie. I will just shoot myself. I use my awesome newfound powers for good. First, I look for criminals. I tell the world how and when they will die. I make it happen. Even if it wouldn't. I soon decide to become the god of the new world. But soon it turns out that there was a great detective on my tail. I try to kill him on live TV. It's a trick. He survives. His name is L. So begins our game. This is as much as I could recall of Death Note. I have at least 4 lives to save. All else is secondary, save those 4. Everything else pales by comparison. My grandma died in February. I'd call her every day. Inform my family that my sister has pre-symptomatic COVID. Get her hospitalized and isolated ASAP. Advise the doctors which meds to try treating her with. And get media involved to show there's community-transmitted COVID in Washington state. Hopefully turn the tides of infections in my country by getting lockdown started sooner and save my sister from dying a horrible death. For context, my sister was an early casualty from COVID. We didn't know until after her passing and received a diagnosis weeks after the fact when doctors re-reviewed her lung scans and symptoms based on what we know now. I tell myself that even though I'm going to have another miscarriage in a month, I just need to be able to hold on because I will be adopting my daughter in the summer and she is what is going to make my life beautiful. Everyone in the comments is like buy Tesla calls and stock up on toilet paper. Next thing you know, this is some kind of an alternate reality where not all of the same events take place. Now you're stuck with $5,000 worth of hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Probably just rebudget and prioritize my money in preparation for quarantine. Stock up on stuff like masks, gloves, cleaning supplies, etc. I'm not going to hoard that stuff. But I am just going to have enough around so I don't have to deal with the shortages in toilet paper and soap that's going to happen later on in the year. Also forego shopping for new clothes and instead buy myself some workout equipment before they become insanely expensive. Lastly, I'll probably use the money I saved up to go on a vacation for a Switch. I don't think they were all sold out in January yet. And a new gaming PC as well. Thanks for watching.